Hey, what's up, everybody? Friday, November 19th. Yeah, it's Friday. We're coming up to the Thanksgiving week. I'm excited about that. COVID. COVID spikes, new lockdowns in Europe. Got the market all freaked out. Industrials were down. But NASDAQ was up. S&P didn't do very much at all. Folks, I want to talk about something I read today. One of the Fed governors, I think his name is Chris Wallace, not sure. But he said, hey, look, man, we gotta taper a lot faster than we're doing right now because of the inflation spike and yada, yada. By the way, oil down again today. It's down, I think, something like 11% from the recent highs. So that's going to factor into lower inflation numbers as we go forward, lower gas prices. But anyway, that's a separate thing. I want to talk about this Chris Wallace. I want to talk about the taper because I want to break it down for you. I want to unpack it so you can understand it. When a guy at the Fed says, I think we should, speed up the taper to take some of that, I guess, stimulus, whatever, out of the economy. Well, what is a taper, right? I mean, a taper is, first of all, before we even get to a taper, let's go just to the Fed's asset purchases. So the Fed is taking out these interest-earning securities from the economy. That's the economy that would have been earning this income, right? That's a fiscal injection. The Treasury pays interest on those Treasury securities to holders of those securities if they're held in the economy privately, whether in institutional hands or people or whatever. That's an income flow, right, from the federal government to the economy. Now, when the Fed takes them away, right, when the Fed buys them, that's the Fed earning that income now. It's the Treasury paying money to the Fed, which the Fed then at the end of the year turns around and it gives right back to the Treasury. It's kind of a cockamamie scheme when you think about it. I mean, what's the point? But now let's go to the taper, because the taper is the reverse operation. The taper is now, instead of the Fed taking those securities away and keeping that money, that fiscal injection for itself, that money's going to stay in the economy. That's a fiscal injection. That's an income flow to the economy. And we're going to see this. I'll show this to my subscribers because I'll start to track the interest flows. And you're going to see this as they taper. That action of tapering is literally, allowing more income to get injected into the economy. So let's think about this for a second. If people are saying, the reason why we got inflation is because people got stimulus checks and the government was handing out money and this and that. I mean, and here's the Fed guy saying, hey, yeah, let's leave it there so that the economy could get that income injection. I mean, where is the logic in that? You're not squashing inflation by redirecting that income flow to the economy, okay? If your premise is that there's too much flow into the economy as it is. See what I'm saying? So, folks, the point of the story is these guys don't understand. They have it backwards. And it's going to be very fun to watch. I think it's going to be very fun to watch. I talked about, yesterday I did an interview with some publication. It'll be out soon. I'll let you guys know. But, they asked me, like, what is MMT and this and that. And we were talking about all this stuff, We were talking about exactly this kind of stuff, how a lot of this is misunderstood through, the lens of mainstream economics, which is so wrong. And I said to the person interviewing me, I said, it's a powerful weapon when you have knowledge, when you have information. Sometimes it requires that you be patient in expecting the reward of that knowledge or that information, but that's what life is all about. Just because you have information, just because you have knowledge, doesn't mean it just pans out to its fruition immediately. I mean, no invention, no innovation, no thing we have which has come about as the consequence of knowledge has developed in a heartbeat like that. The same thing when it goes to investing. So you can't say that the knowledge or the information is not useful. If you're saying that, in effect, what you're saying is that it's not useful to you because you don't have patience. You want it right now. You want it right now. I want to shift gears a little bit. And I want to talk about Turkey and the Turkish lira because I've been getting some emails and people asking me and stuff like that. Like, Mike, come on, what's going on? You're the MMT guy. They cut interest rates over there in Turkey a couple of times. They brought it down from 19% to 14%. How come the lira isn't going up? Because according to you, rate cuts are bullish for the currency. There it is again. They removed that income. They removed that currency. So what's going on? First of all, these rate cuts, let me explain, have come at the end of a long period of very extreme rate increases. So, I mean, cutting it from 19 to 15 or 16, that's great. You're going in the right direction, but it's not enough, number one. Number two, you have to also realize that these portfolio flows, as I like to call them, people investing, institutions investing, they're also going through the wrong understanding. So when they see these rate cuts now happening, even after the Turkish lira has tumbled down to record lows, they're like, oh my God, we got to sell more lira. We got to sell more lira because it's a rate cut and they should be driving rates up through the roof. Look, okay, it's the other thing, though, about Turkey, because you could say, well, come on, Mike, we should see something. Turkey is running a record fiscal deficit. Okay, that's money printing. Printing money. Turkey's printing money. Why are they doing that? Look, Turkey is engaged militarily in Syria right now. They've got a big army. I guess a lot of it has to do with that. I don't know. Big infrastructure. By the way, I was just over in Switzerland last week and I flew on Turkish Air. And let me tell you, I never flew on that airline before. And I always had these reservations about doing that. But it was fantastic. That was one of the best airlines I ever flew on, bar none. And when I got to the airport in Istanbul, because we had to make a transfer to get to Geneva, that was one of the most beautiful airports I have ever seen, particularly compared to anything here in the United States. So I'm not knocking Turkey. I'm just saying they're running a fiscal deficit, so that's negative for the currency. They're also running a trade deficit. That's negative for the currency. You got to get at least one more of those factors. Okay, it's good that the Turkish central bank is cutting rates, but if they were really serious, they would drop rates down to zero. I mean, if they wanted to stop the decline in their currency, but look, they would drop rates down to zero. The government would cut spending. They would run a fiscal surplus. All right, that would do the trick. That would drain lira from the system. Okay, that would do the trick. I could go over there right now. If Erdogan told me and said, Mike, I want the lira to go up through the roof, I could make that happen. You could make that happen. I just told you how. Maybe he doesn't really care that much. And by the way, the trade deficit is shrinking very rapidly because of the fall in the Turkish lira. Like, people are going over there. I didn't spend any time there. I just, had to make a transfer. But I hear it's a very nice place. I did visit once a long time ago, but that was on a day excursion from Greece. I visited Efes, which is a Roman ruin. Pretty cool place. So that is the update, folks. I got my new FDNY shirt right here. New York's bravest. That's right. FDNY. All right, keep the comments coming. I love all of you. You're fantastic. Thanks for following me. If you're not following, please click like and subscribe. And maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Enjoy your Friday. Bye.